What was the most defining moment of your life, Shawn? And again, it can be more than one, personal or professional.
Yeah. So I would say for this is something that happened about a year ago, and it's something that happened on the personal side, and that was the death of my 25-year-old son, my 25-year-old stepson, Michael, and he committed suicide, and so that was obviously, incredibly difficult, and Michael and I were very close, and so that was very tragic. And at the same time that I was going through all of that, so you've got this soul-crushing thing that you just want to put everything on hold. So I also started this company, right? And most of our employees, we've recruited. We've got a great team, and many of those have been recruited from out of state, And so I feel that when you do that, you're making them a promise. You're going to be able to work on great projects that matter, and you're going to be able to flex your intellectual muscle, and of course we're going to pay you, and you're going to have good benefits. You're going to have all of that. You're going to have a level of stability. So on the one hand, August 14th, my world's flipped upside down, this soul-crushing thing, and at the same time, I've got all these responsibilities over here with the company. They don't intermingle. There isn't any balance between those two. No. It doesn't happen. There isn't coordination. It's just a matter of you look at that and say, so what am I going to do? And when you are faced with that, and you're in that moment, you take all these negative things, all right, well, I'm not going to do that.
Right.
And then you take all the platitudes and go, okay, well, those are nothing more than platitudes, so let's just throw those out the window.
Sure.
And then you go, so what am I left with? And you're left kind of with this sort of fog of devastation and this responsibility that says, but I still have to move forward, right? And that's kind of what you do. You just kind of keep going forward, going, well, darn, I made promises to clients. We've got 24 active projects going on right now.
Right.
Those again, problems are important, and the correct answers matter. So you have to keep moving to keep your promise to them. You have to keep moving to get everything that runs in a business working well, so that our employees are taken care of. You can't stop at a moment in your life when all you want to do is stop, right? So that was a moment for me, and has continued to be. We're a year out. It's a moment for me that sort of defined me in the sense of saying, when everything is going poorly, when everything is just in chaos, you have to, and when you don't know what to do, you have to just keep moving forward with the best thing you know how to do. Sometimes the best thing in life is you just keep walking in the path that you got, and you have a little bit of faith that the light is going to open up, and things are going to, the rest of the path is going to reveal itself to you as you get there. But it sort of solidifies, if you want to call it grit or tenacity or stamina or whatever you want to call it. I don't know.
Moxie.
There you go. But it just says that, in the absence of everything else, you just got to keep moving and keep going as best you can. And that was a huge lesson for me, and it's one that I think I continue to learn and sort of refine every day. But yeah, that's what it is.
You can go as far or as little you want with this question. Knowing what you know now from that experience, would you have done anything differently?
I think what we know now, there are a lot of myths around suicide. There's a lot of myths around what that looks like. The research, you can imagine I'm a researcher, right? So
exactly.
I've to the extent that I've had some emotional bandwidth to do this, I've dug into it, and frankly, have been very disappointed at the development. It's really at a very primitive stage. I was honestly disappointed as I started to dig into it.
Wow.
The quality's good. It just isn't very advanced, right?
And it's not a fun subject matter that people want to probably delve into. It's probably part of it.
Not fun, but important.
Very important.
So I don't know that there's anything that I would have known or saw or anything else. I mean, again, I talked to him a few days before. He was in good spirits. He's a 25-year-old boy. So he's got ups and downs like all of us did at that time. But there was nothing in his path that made me say, yeah, probably on Monday he's not going to have a good day. Yet on that Monday he didn't have a good day. So
I appreciate you sharing that with us.
Yeah.
It means a lot. Thank you very much.